So, so this is a, I mean, it becomes your lifestyle. If you start stretching yourself, for example, an athlete, when he starts practicing, it becomes his second nature. Like Muhammad Ali, when he was practicing for this world title, he was not sitting at his couch and just having popcorn and drinking beer while everybody else was, and he was punching bags all day long, 14 hours a day, because that becomes his lifestyle. And that 5 minute, last 5 minutes gave him whatever he got. But he worked for those 5 minutes for 15 years practice. So stretching gives you a shot of significance. A possibility is a hint from God, one must follow it. What is meant by the significance? What do you think about this term significance?
How other people were impacted by your contributions?
Of course, yes. That's the significance. How you change people's life, how you touch people's life, how you made a difference in their life, how you added the value in their life. This is all about
How you helped them see things they could not see
Yeah.
on their own.
You added the value in their life. And now you see a different person there. That makes you significant.
And sometimes it's what you leave behind. I mean, you take somebody like Bill Gates, he made all of his money on the software side,
Yeah.
but now he's solving world problems
Charities.
with the charities and the other things. But I mean, you think about all of the libraries
Yeah.
that Carnegie built
Yeah.
with his, he had achieved being a titan in industry, but I think he achieved significance
Of course.
because of the way that he gave back to society.
That's the legacy which you want to leave, obviously, as a human being. That's your always a goal. So, and stretching to the end. You have to stretch till the end. You cannot live halfway.
It's funny, like Steve Jobs, right? Even though when he was in the hospital, he's still trying to work on his
Yeah,
product.
yeah.
And look at Warren Buffett. He can retire a long time ago. But it's giving back. And
He does the same thing
We
with,
got
gives
8
back
minutes.
to
If
the
we
Right.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, stretch it. All right, let's go to the law 11, which is called the law of trade-offs. So you have to give up to go up. The law of trade-off, if we have been through law of leaderships, and I think that we discussed a law there too, which is the same. The hardest part about stealing second base is taking your foot off of first base. So that's a trade-off. So whenever you trade off something in your life, the first thing you feel that you are going to miss the thing which you had because you were so tuned for it and you were attached to it. But then you had to keep your eyes on the next thing which you are going to get. Maybe it's going to get you somewhere better, or you're going to get better than that. But in the beginning, you feel a sense of losing.
I'm struggling with that.
Yeah.
I have a 65-year-old wife. I'm thinking of trading her in on 233s.
It's available. All right, it's
you're on
available.
camera.
It's available there. You go Philippine. Or, like,
it might be costly with the divorce, but
Well, we've been married 42 years. I think she's pretty safe.
so, yeah, so definitely the trade-off. The law of trade-off is basically what will it take for you to go to the next level in your potential?
I used the word life design there for me. It's one of the growth paths that I have is creating life designs in several areas. But I mean, to just talk about potential to me is ill-defined.
Yeah.
But if you make choices about what's important and how you want to grow and what you want to
Yeah.
step into, then all of a sudden that's different than just the potential.
Exactly.
I have lots of different potentialities. I've made some choices, and only a couple of the potentials are relevant anymore as far from my choice.
Because in trade-offs, everybody, regardless whether he's successful or unsuccessful, they make the trade-offs. The difference between bad and good is, like unsuccessful people make bad trade-offs,
Right.
right? For example, I have a long story, but we have a short time. But I mean, there are people, I'm not going to smoke cigarette, but I'm going to start chewing tobacco. Have you seen those? A lot of people.
Or they,
Yeah, or whatever. Like, I mean, you trade off with a bad thing. It's not a trade-off, it's a bad choice. Same thing, average people make few trade-offs, but successful people make good trade-offs. You gave up a thing for a better thing. For example, I did. I gave up my poker for a public speaking. Do you think it was a bad trade-off?
it's a great
For
trade.
your poker principles.
Correct?
Maybe they're happy because he's the winner.
It depends if you're a winner or loser.
No, I was, but my point is, it was a better trade-off for me.
From the standpoint of significance,
Yeah.
you can positively impact many more people as a public speaker.
Yeah,
And
that
also
was
Leading Lisa as a coach.
Yeah.
Than you
Right.
would sit in a bar.
of course,
Tossing-
yeah, I
tossing
was talking
cards.
negative and fighting for $50.
And for your personal.
Yes, exactly. It didn't match with my personality, but I have done this. So that's a good trade-off. So if you have anything like that, you can do that too. Make it good choices. We must see trade-off as opportunities of growth. We may not always get what we want, but we always get what we choose. Correct? So we have to choose the right things so we can get it, rather than what we want. Like people, I mean, it's funny, I mean, when you go and somebody asks you fast, can you speak? We have 100 people here. I'll be excited. I'll be thrilled. I'm ready for that. But at the same time, he said, hey, Faz, we have 200 people sitting, can you sing?
Are they drunk?
I'll see that they are going to kill me if I will. But that's not my cup of tea.
Right.
So I cannot do certain things which I am not supposed to. So I have to do something which is I'm good for. So when you do these stretches, you have to focus on two things. Your strengths, number one. What are your strengths? And if you stretch like in a law of rubber band and you do the ladder and same thing, you do the trade-offs on that, you'll go up. Because that's your strength. God already gifted you. And the other one, which are your choices. What is your choice? Where do you want to be? How far you want to go? All these. So you can trade off certain small stuff, maybe time-wise, maybe money-wise. You have to invest something into that. You lose some money in the beginning, but at the end, what results you are going to get. That's how it works. So you have to trade off. Okay. What are the pluses and minuses of the trade-off? Have you ever thought about that? If you didn't, please think. Will I go through this change or grow through this change? Both ways. Will I go through this change or grow through this change? You can just go through the change, got nothing, but if you grow through this change, you get to the next level. Trade-off forces us to make difficult personal changes, of course. And then the loss of the trade-off is usually felt before the gain. So you always feel initially a loss before you feel the gain. But you have to be prepared for it. Most trade-offs can be made at any time. It is rarely too late to make the change. Regardless, whatever your age group is, whatever your professional level is, you can always make a change. And you can always trade off.
There's a lot of people who don't want to give up
Yeah,
something,
Yeah.
and so they try and take on something new without the trade-off.
Yeah.
And then they're not successful
Uh-huh.
because their plate's too full. So sometimes, I think that's where they call burning the bridges, or burning the boats.
Yes.
You know, where, I mean, you become fully committed to the change.
Of course.
When you can't go back.
yeah. Oh, and that's the only way to go up. Like the higher you climb, the tougher the trade-offs are, which we just discussed a little earlier. When you go up, you have the high. For example, you heard so many times, and especially when you go to these financial seminars and these stupid stories, I hate those. I had only $20 in my pocket and I gave to this church, and here I am a multi-millionaire. So I gave whatever I had in my pocket, I invested in the God, and God gave me this. So there was a guy, he used to do all that, so one time when he finished his speech, this lady stood up, he said, "Sir, you just said that you had only $20 in your pocket, that's what you had, and you gave to the God, and God gave you multi-million dollars." He said, "Of course, ma'am, that's what I said." He said, "Would you like to do it again?" I don't think so. He said, "I'm not giving away whatever I had now." So my point is, when you claim like that, of course, everybody talks about early stages when I had nothing, I did it. Yeah, because you had nothing.
Right.
So you could do that. You had a couple pieces of furniture, a U-Haul truck, and that's all you had. Now the question is, can you do now? No, they won't.
Some of the people that I like following the most are the ones that are honest, that will
Yeah.
say, I had success,
Uh-huh.
I made a mistake, I lost it, you know, like particularly after 2008 when so many people got really hurt. Doesn't make them bad people, just means they made some bad choices along the way.
Yeah.
But when they're willing to admit that in what they're talking about,
Yeah.
that they failed, and then they've kind of resurrected,
Yes.
I believe those people a lot more
Uh-huh.
than, you know, every one of these webinars you listen to. Oh, I had $30,000 in debt,
Yeah.
bad credit, and
Yeah.
now I'm a success.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you had nothing anyway, so what else you had to give? So some trade-offs are never worth the price, and trade-offs never leave us the same. So trade-off worth making